Ah, shit, sorry about that. Ever since the election, the NWO has been hacking my frequency. Something I've not gotten an opportunity to talk about since the election is the fact I actually attended a Trump rally back in January. During the general histrionics of such an event, a feverish man claiming to be the spiritual manifestation of the Trump wall pressed a cassette tape into my hand and told me that I should take a look and see Donald Trump's true vision. Now, this tape wouldn't play in any cassette player I owned, and after doing some digging, I found the white noise it played was actually a data signal. Ultimately, I discovered it was actually an ancient type of game storage for something called a PC engine. Contained within was a fully playable Trump original game called Armored Core. Let's take a look. Set in the year of our Lord 2022, halfway through Donald Trump's second term as world president. The game draws its name from the fact you play as one of two different members of the Marine Corps, both clad in perfect suits of Trumpium armor, one gold Marine, one silver Marine. The Great News Network, the replacement for CNN under Donald Trump's tenure, is investigating reports of disturbances in Russian Siberia. Sent to investigate, the Trump Marines and their Russian allies quickly determine the source of the danger. Muslims. Muslims have infiltrated the Siberian wastes. One of the last free groups of Muslims beyond Donald Trump's Muslim wall, these things, clad in the black flag of the Caliphate, hatch a nefarious plan. They plan to seize control of a Russian ICBM facility and launch strikes all over the world. And it's up to you to ride the monorail to victory and defeat them. All games benefit from the addition of monorails. Now, an excellent point is that this starts as a service monorail but does transition into a tunnel system. Good variety in the train setting, I approve. Many games have a very bland train setting, so they have to focus on the quality of the train. With a varied environment, you can tone the quality down and still have an acceptable amount of train. Even as the facility crumbles around you, you roll in, taking skulls. Muslim skulls. After a pit stop or two and several varied, interesting gun battles I'm not going to show you because it is far too dark in these tunnels, you do eventually arrive at an electric fence. And I assure you that is an electric fence. You might not be able to see it, but it is there. I also strongly suspect the subtitles are supposed to be read by someone, but they must not have had the project money for it. After disabling the electric fence, you encounter Abu Hajar, and have to battle him to gain entry to the Missile Command Center. He's not especially difficult. Now, unfortunately, the Missile Command Center is even darker than the train tunnels, so I won't be able to show you too much of it, but you have to disable 3 missiles before they launch and save the world from the Caliphate. Of course, at the behest of Daddy Vlad, you also have to save as many of the base personnel as you can from the Caliphate stormtroopers. Although it would help if the human AI was smarter than the Muslim AI. There really are very few complaints that can be leveled against the Silver Marine's gun, though. This fucking thing kills everything. Although its rate of fire is affected by the frame rate. Ultimately, though, a mission of such caliber proves to be absolutely no problem for the Trumpenreich, and you're able to prevent all 3 of the ballistic missiles from launch. Wait, shit, that's not what happens. During your exodus to go clean up the mess your missiles made, I just thought I'd take a break at this bunker to point out how much I like its pretty simple but still excellent level design. An upper area with a good view of the outside and the frozen road, and a lower area with an interior garage. Now, I apologize for the lack of variety in this game with the weapons, but the weapons that aren't the fucking machine gun are really awful, so I'm not going to use them a lot. Ultimately, though, you do get out of Siberia and have to go clean up the mess your nukes made. Donald Trump's missile wall precludes a direct attack. The first ICBM lands in Hawaii. There, a deadly new form of Muslim appears, called the burqa bat. And the Caliphate successfully turns a volcano Islamic. Tragically, this entire stage is competing with the missile base for darkest piece of shit in the world. They do give you night vision, but as God wills, it doesn't work with your auto-targeting. Another one of the missiles, loaded with Qurans, lands in Mexico City, the Mexicans quickly converting to Islam and becoming jihadist terrorists. Unfortunately, their stage is boring, so I don't have much footage of it. Ultimately, though, this only makes it clear Donald can never conquer Islam without going to the heart of terrorism, Syria. I would also like to note Donald Trump's strike jet here has a forward and rear-facing minigun on the same turret for maximum coverage. The Syrian chapter of the game is more somber and realistic than some of the others, filled with lots of highly probable scenarios. These include discovering a Syrian pyramid, finding Bashar al-Assad's secret chemical weapons program, calling in a tomahawk strike on the Ar-Raqqa Dam, and providing close air support for Syrian Kurds. Now, while this segment contains a lot of very satisfying and rewarding encounters and combat scenarios, I'm going to abbreviate all of that and skip right to the end confrontation with Baghdad. Now, I know I recorded that scene somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, yes, here we are. At last, in the depths of the Great Pyramid of Damascus, you face the Lord of all Islam, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Abu Bakr is both clever, powerful, and fast. And his burqa is very nicely animated to flow during his attacks. During the confrontation with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the Pharaoh's shaft is the most powerful weapon. It can be used to destroy his burqa. With his burqa removed, he then proceeds to die of incredible shame for having been exposed. Now, at this point, it would not be inaccurate to say the game takes a turn for the non-sequitur. Upon Abu Bakr's death, a portal opens in the bottom of the pyramid. Stealing a page from the most recent Doom game, you use the Pharaoh's shaft to stabilize the Hell portal and invade Hell itself to face Allah directly. Even though the cinematic showed only you activating the Hell portal, the next cinematic shows you being inserted by spacecraft along with other strike teams. Now, much can be said of the Hell level, but it's incredibly boring, so I'm not going to say much. Instead, enjoy the final confrontation between Donald Trump's champion, the Silver Marine, and the creator of Islam, the great demon prince Allah. Ultimately, what this fight boils down to is shooting off her various head tentacles enough times that they stop regenerating, at which point she attempts to plug back into the mainframe computer. Presumably damaged during the battle somehow, the computer no longer recognizes the Allah for what it is, and kills it, thus ending the threat posed to the Western world by Islam once and for all. Our champion, the marine color of our choice, has to make good their escape before the enemy ship explodes, killing